Welcome to ASHLEE Marie. Today we have a bonus to our pastry series, and that is the Cronuts. With the pastry doughs, we do the roll out, fold 4 times usually, and then refrigerate for an hour. But for the Cronuts, you actually stop after the 3rd roll out and fold. And so this is done 3 roll out and folds, or 3 turns, or what they're officially called. And it's sat in the fridge for an hour, and we're gonna roll it out for the very last time. Now again, you wanna be very, very sparse with any flour that you add to these, but anytime you feel anything slightly sticky, which this tends to get sticky easily, you wanna add just a little bit off, but you're mostly brushing off the flour, then you're brushing it on. So with the other pastry doughs, we're actually rolling it out to about 1/4 inch thick, but because Cronuts are taller and bigger and they're not gonna fold and roll into each other at all, we're actually going to roll these out just 1/2 inch thick, so there's not too much rolling to do. We're at about 1/2 inch thick, and now it's time to cut out our donut shape. You wanna cut about a 3.5 inch circle, and then you wanna take about a 1 inch circle out of the center. Now, since the move, I have not been able to find my donut or circle cutters, but I do have these, and so they're gonna have to do. We have them on our tray, they're spaced out, and now we're gonna let them rise until they're double in size, or about 2 hours. As you can see, our Cronuts are beautiful. They've risen perfectly, and now it's time to cook them. So I have some oil here in this fryer, and I have it set to 350 degrees. Now this is important because if it's too hot, then the outside will burn and the inside will be uncooked. And if it's too cold, then the butter will melt and the layers will all fall apart and separate, and it won't stay together the way it should. So fingers crossed. You want to test it first to see about how you're doing. And so we're gonna put in the mini donut holes in first. And see how they go, and use those as a gauge. Looks like the oil's not quite hot enough, because see how it's just separating and it's not really cooking. So I'm gonna turn this up just a smidge, and then we'll test it again in a couple minutes. All right, the test went great. It's time to put the Cronuts in. I'm so excited. All right, be delicate. We don't wanna squish these. Whoop. And you don't want to put too many in because you want them to be able to float. Oh, can you hear that sizzle? But you also want to keep them in order so you can flip them at the same time. Remember when you're putting oil in that once you add whatever it is that you're frying, that oil level is going to go up. So don't put so much oil in that when you add your Cronuts, it all falls out. But at the same time, you also want to add enough oil that the Cronuts are floating freely. You don't want to be touching the bottom because then that bottom will burn and cook. And we don't want that. We want it to fry. It's been 90 seconds, and now we're going to flip them. Ooh, be careful. Oh, look how beautiful. So let's pull them out. Oh, that looks beautiful on both sides. Our Cronuts are done, and they're mostly cool. They're still a little bit warm, but that's perfect. That's right where we want them. So now we're gonna make the glaze. So we have powdered sugar, milk, and vanilla. We're gonna pour that all together. Now you can make your glaze in any flavor. You can use maple or peppermint or chocolate or lemon. But for just a basic Cronut recipe, we're just gonna make a nice, simple vanilla glaze. It's nice and runny, and it's gonna coat really beautifully, which is exactly what we want. Now we're gonna take our Cronut and we're gonna roll it in the sugar all the way around the outside. And then we're gonna dip it in our glaze. So just dip and kind of twist and pull up. And then we're gonna let that set. Let's do another one. The Cronuts are done. If you want to make your own, and I hope that you do, there's a printable recipe on my site with a link down below. Now, if you like this series and this bonus video of pastries, don't forget to subscribe. You'll love what we're doing next. All right, let's give it a try. Very messy. They're crunchy and sweet on the outside. They're soft on the inside. It's perfect. And you guys know I can't wait to try other flavor combinations, fillings, other glazes, maybe a flavored sugar on the outside. What do you guys think? Leave me a suggestion down below if you have one that you'd like me to try. Thanks for watching.